Hello, Serge here from the Backyard Driving Range. Alright, we had a question come into customer service from Dave Pinnell. And Dave, Serge, and he says, Dear Serge, I'm 71 years old with a golf handicap of 21. I only play an average of once a week. After a year or so of analyzing the PPGS, I believe I am close to correctly implementing it, and I'm very excited about that. In response to your comments about Inbee Parks swing, that happened a couple weeks ago after the tournament that Inbee Park won, which was the ladies' first major of the year. That's one where they jump in the lake afterwards. There's 2 or 3 or 4, 5 people wrote in saying that in fact, one of them actually asked me if she was one of my students, because she looked like she was so vertical, and the announcers kept saying that she was too vertical, and that she'd play better if she did the other way. But yet, you know, she won a tournament, didn't she? And that's her second major, and she's like at the top, might even be #1 now in the world rankings. Are pretty darn close to it. So I read a couple of those questions, and I gave my thoughts about it. So that's what Dave Pinnell here is referring to. In response to your comments about Inbee Park's swing, would I be right in my thinking that she is not vertical because her hands cross her toe line going back and her club is pointed at 2 o'clock at the top as opposed to 12, not to mention her amount of turn that you pointed out in your daily video? Thanks for your feedback. I thoroughly enjoy your how to make a peak performance golf swing and pick up a different nuance tip every time I study it. Again, Dave Pinnell. David, you are 100% right. Inbee Park, like a number of more players I'm starting to see out there, are starting to get more vertical. But the problem is, as you said, is we know that, let me get a stick down here for my toe line, and I'm gonna be talking and kind of swinging this way because I want to talk about the backswing, because that's what you made reference to. You said, would she be not vertical enough because, as you said, her arms are getting behind her toe line? Correct. We know that if my aiming line's right here, I take it back into the catcher's mitt, toe up and up the tree, and at the top of the swing, we want the club to be in the center of the shoulders right here, and we want it 12 o'clock, not 2 o'clock as you said here. If we did have a clock, I'm looking at the clock this way, 2 would be there, okay? 12 o'clock, 11, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So her club was right about here, coming down a little from the inside. Now, I would say 2 o'clock might be the exact end of what I would call acceptable parameters for being able to make a good peak performance swing. Now, we noticed that she's here, she does have, and she comes through and she gets to quite a pretty good finish. But yes, that is your analysis was 100% correct in that she crosses her toe line going back, and the club is pointed at 2 o'clock as opposed to 12, because those are the 2 big parameters of the definition of the peak performance golf swing. 3/4 limited turn swing. So we go in the catcher's mitt and up the tree. We want to get our arms straight up where the club touches. Now the key here is this: because we're on a diagonal plane, the only part of the left arm that is definitely over the toe line is the elbow through the shoulder, right? Because I'm on an inclined plane, the elbow to the hands of the club are slightly inside my toes. But in her case, her arm is actually, her upper arm is coming back inside a little bit, which puts her at a point where her club would be outside her shoulder a little bit. And naturally, as was pointed out, she's about 2 o'clock. All right? Now, she can still swing well from here and come on through, but she goes up to a pretty vertical finish, which I think is a big saving grace for her in controlling the ball well and hitting the ball as straight as she does. All right? So, Dave, you hit the, I guess you could say you hit the nail on the head there. Analyzed it correctly. Unfortunately, I've never worked with her. I wouldn't mind it, because I think it would take me 5 or 10 minutes to get Inbee right where she wants to be, and with that being more vertical and on the line, she can come down and she'll be increasing her club head speed coming down. She'll hit it more solid, more straight, which is pretty tough to do as straight as she is, but she'll hitting it more consistently solid, and I guarantee you, I bet you she'll definitely pick up yardage, especially with that finish where she swings up and gets into that nice tee finish. And pretty good balance, and I'm sure if I got to work with her, I'd even tighten her up a little bit more on that aspect. But overall, she's pretty darn close, and she's doing a good job, and it's reflecting on her solid, and being really close to the PPGS is definitely better than not having it all and being rotational, and that's why I think she's definitely such a consistent player week after week, hits the ball extraordinarily straight, hits a lot of greens, and then she's got a magic putter. That lady can putt the dimples off the ball. So when you add fairways and greens and a great short game and a magical putting stroke that just makes putts from everywhere, that's a winning combination, and she has it. So yes, Inbee Parks close to PPGS, and hopefully maybe she'll hear this video and decide to get a little bit even more vertical, and then I bet you will start seeing even more fairways and greens, and likely seeing that she's going to get even longer, and that'll help her all. And with her putting stroke, she definitely has a good chance of getting the #1 and staying there. Okay, well, great assessment, Dave, and I'm glad to see you all looking at golfers and seeing out there and trying to discern who might be PPGS, who might be close, and who definitely isn't. So great observations, and hopefully this answers your questions. And with that, I'll be closing for today, and I'll be talking with you all again soon.